You know, we've created a Patreon family meeting subscription and membership page to include you great listeners in our effort and give you a chance to very economically promote your business, organization, or local event. You can contribute as little as $5 per month to get your message out and support the family meeting as a viable voice. We know you appreciate our permanent interest dialogue, get up and dance playlist, and our great guests who stop by. So become a cousin and go to our website, thefamilymeeting.com, and click on the link.
Of Darnell Lyles is ready to help you, whether it's personal injury, criminal, DUI, and OWI, nursing home, product liability, it doesn't matter. Call 219-939-9LAW. That's 219-939-9529. That's right. When you're driving and get into a wreck. You better call Darnell. Had a few drinks too many? A cop hits you with a DUI or OWI? I think you better call Darnell. Arrested and facing criminal charges, misdemeanor or felony? I think you better call Darnell. Purchase a product that causes you or a loved one harm? I think you better call Darnell. When your loved one is neglected and abused in a nursing home? I think you better call Darnell. That's right, you better call Attorney Darnell Lyles and get represented right. And the first consultation is free. Yes, free. So call right now. 219-939-9LAW. That's 219-939-9529. Attorney Darnell Lyles. Darnell Lyles.
The following program, The Family Meeting, is sponsored by Polaris Insurance Agency and Eric Grant, and to the extent of their guests. The views and opinions expressed therein do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of NewsWeb Radio Company or its management.
My name is Cecil B. Lucy, attorney at law and a certified public accountant. I listen to The Family Meeting.
This is Bill Cooper from Inline Designs Office Solutions. We're at www.inlinedesignsofficesolutions.com. I listen to The Family Meeting.
Welcome to the worldwide headquarters of The Family Meeting. It's family meeting time, y'all. Grab your phones, find us on social media. You know how that works, right? Social media everywhere, YouTube included. Hit them all. Find us there, right? Also visit our webpage, tfmradioshow.com. That's tfmradioshow.com. You'll find the archived broadcast there. That music playlist, which I changed a little bit this week. Check it out if you can.
Touched it up.
Listen, you understand? There's about 1,200 tracks.
Yeah, I got to check it out.
On our playlist.
You can't get bored.
And at least 15 of them are hour-long mixes.
Y'all got to check this stuff out,
keep you
man.
entertained for a long time, man. Go to tfmradioshow.com. You'll find it right there. But also right there is the live video of this broadcast going on right there, right now. Again, tfmradioshow.com. Our white slave is in here with us in the space shuttle cockpit. Devin. My man, Karate Man himself with his lowered ears. His ears are now on his shoulders.
Yeah, he must be hanging out with some honey.
That's right, man. That's the black Asian dude you hear right there, Richard Chu.
What's going on, man?
You can become a patron of this broadcast. You can, for as little as $5 a month. You can support keeping the family meeting on the air. Go to the aforementioned webpage, tfmradioshow.com. Click the Become a Patron button and give us $5. $5. That's all you got to give us. tfmradioshow.com. The family meeting is sponsored by the Polaris Insurance Agency. Get life insurance without having that old stinky insurance guy in the house. Go to the website, Polaris4insurance.com. Polaris, 4insurance.com. And
yes.
Turn the phones on, man. 773-763-9278. 773-763-9278 is the number. The lines fill quickly, so you want to get in quick, y'all. So here's the thing, man. I'm just getting back from Dallas this morning.
Yep.
And I ate too much.
Eric is tired, y'all.
Not
man,
tired, man.
Tired.
So, and you're gonna be able to tell today that I'm tired. Because I got on the plane today, and I couldn't sleep for some reason. I'm usually gone before the plane lifts off.
Starts taxing, yeah.
But I messed around and I thought I got lucky, right? I got the exit row seat.
Okay.
Your boy will stretch out today.
What airline?
Southwest. It's always Southwest.
Keep going.
I got the exit row seat. I figured, okay, stretch out today.
Yeah.
And I couldn't go to sleep for some reason.
So nobody joined you? You still had it the whole flight?
My wife sat next to me. But
you and Tiff. Now, wow.
Yeah, that's it, man. I was like, wow, man, what happened? And we were in the B people, too. We weren't in the A's.
And you still got exit row?
I was like, yeah, your boy hit the mother load today, boy.
I call that Southwest first class. When you get the exit row,
yeah.
and by yourself,
Spread out, yeah,
that's that's better than first class.
Couldn't go to sleep, man. I usually am knocked out. I figured I'd get a couple hours in on the way back from Dallas and get myself organized. So this is what I did, though. Stayed up late last night, which was an error. I was sitting with my little girl, and I was explaining to her.
Sitting with or sick with?
Sitting with her.
Sitting with. Where's your phone?
Because it's in my pocket here.
All right.
Who called me? Who called me now, man? You know I'm on the air, man. What's wrong with you? So we were watching A Time to Kill.
Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord.
And I was explaining to baby girl who hadn't seen it ever that it was an epic ending. It was an snap ending to this.
True.
And she was like, oh, what do you mean? You got to see it. You got to see it. So her flight was 8, right?
She was flying back to Atlanta.
She's flying back to Atlanta.
Okay.
Her flight was 8. So we had to be at the airport at like 6:30, 7, something like that.
Right.
You had to get up pretty early.
Sure.
And at that point, it was almost midnight. And they hadn't even started the trial yet.
Oh, gee.
So
that's what's got, you know what? That's why you couldn't sleep. That's what kept you up, not staying up late, that damn movie. Because you.
Yeah, they should have died, and I hope they're burning
That's
hell.
right. That's why you didn't sleep. Come on, player. You didn't sleep because you wanted to say that when you walked into the airport. Yeah.
Yeah, they should have died, and I hope they're burning
I
hell.
hope all y'all burn in hell. You no good, not doing anything. Damn progressive, weak behind liberals complaining about stuff.
So, you go to the South, and in Texas in particular, and you expect a certain cross-section of people that you will encounter with some regularity.
Yep.
Let me tell you something. I was down there since Wednesday. Didn't see one imbecile sign down there the whole time.
You were in Dallas.
In Dallas, right. A little different in Dallas. A little more urban. It was a little different, okay? And but what was more amazing is I don't know if I met anybody who's from Texas.
Oh God,
I know I did.
I had to keep my mouth shut because I wanted to see where you were going with that.
Man, I know I did, but you didn't get. Well, let me change the way I say that. I don't think I met anybody from Texas that met the stereotypical Texan with the slack-jawed, country, cowboyish type accent. Everybody talked regular down there. In fact, we had a waitress. We went to breakfast, I think it was Thursday morning, with all the kids, and the waitress was from Chicago.
And when Ann and I went down last time, we went to this breakfast place, nice place, knocked out, cool. Food was jumping, music was pretty tight. The dude that was our server, this dude was from Brooklyn.
I like Dallas. Oh, yeah, I ran across a dude from New York, too, down there. I was like, dude, man, is anybody here from Texas or from Dallas?
So I asked Desiree and Christopher, I said, okay, Ann and I are well-traveled for the most part. And she said, Uncle Richard, she said the only reason we moved down here, obviously Christopher's company, which is Raising Cane, is based in Plano area. But she said, when we really started thinking about it, she said, we have a number of friends from college, and they both went to HBCUs, that have moved here. And I'm like, really? She said, yeah, surprisingly, we have a number. And I started thinking about what's your take? What was your take? Because I know you encountered some black folks.
I do that. I gravitate towards.
So what was your take? What did you? What
I'm still unpacking.
Okay.
The whole experience, because when we go to these places, I'm always thinking about the notion that I don't want to be here next winter if I can avoid it. I'm looking for a place that I can, we can go to that ain't here.
Eric is. Let me help everybody out with that. Well, Eric is tired of the cold. We have walked out of the studio on a Sunday afternoon in the wintertime. That's evening at that point. And it's cold as you know what out. Eric's like,
gotta move, man.
Gotta move. That's what he does. He clears his throat before he's about to drop it on you. But yeah.
So what it put me in the mind of, though, while I was down there, and you guys will like this, the number 7, because you're gonna want to talk about this, right? The number 773-763-9278. 773-7639. I'm mumbling because I'm tired.
You're tired. I got you.
Yeah,
I got you.
So, I was talking to a buddy of mine from high school on the phone, and we had a cat on our ball team. He was a hellified player, but he didn't really want the ball at the end of the game.
Okay.
He wanted them dudes, if the game's on the line,
yeah,
that's too much pressure for him. Get the ball to somebody else, man.
Yeah.
In fact, you can put me on the bench for this part.
I can cheer.
Right. I'll get you to the point where we're competitive at the end.
Call a timeout.
But when it's pressure's on, and put me on the bench. And I'm not the dude.
Yeah.
I ain't trying to finish this off. Too much pressure, man.
Call a timeout.
I might have a heart attack trying to keep up with a stroke or something. Keep up.
I don't even want to lay
You
up
want
with
me to
nobody
take the
guarding
shot?
me.
What?
Man.
Man.
Call timeout, coach, so you can
me
put somebody
down.
else in.
Yeah. I'll drop 40 up to that point.
Wait, I ain't
But
getting 42 or 43. Even 41 from the free throw line. I'll end up getting an offensive foul.
Right. He don't want the ball at the end of the game. He wasn't that dude. Right. I ain't gonna say his name out loud, man. And he know that too about himself. He's like, "No, I'll get you there, man," because he would say it. He would say it like that. But anyway.
Oh man.
And shout out to my boy Bruce Patterson. He lost his sister, Carmen, in her sleep.
Not our Carmen.
No.
Oh,
Not that Carmen.
Jesus. Okay.
No, not that one. We go back to like third grade, man. Me and
Wow.
Bruce. That's who I was talking to.
Okay.
So, it put me in the mind of, because you go down to the South and you think,
Sorry.
okay, red state, and you got the governor talking about busing up immigrants and shipping them off to Washington.
Which, by the way, is kidnapping. In case y'all don't understand the federal code, that's
Well,
kidnapping.
I mean, in addition to being kidnapping, it's stupid.
It's stupid.
Right.
Yeah. And
So you got that environment that you expect to encounter when you hit the South, in Texas in particular. And so I kept thinking to myself, I mean, these imbeciles, it's likely that these imbeciles are going to be in charge of the federal government next year.
yeah.
Somehow or another, after all that you've seen from these people, after all of the
Shenanigans.
the shenanigans, the unpatriotic, as you
Craven
call it, behavior, craven and depraved behavior, the lying, the cheating, the constantly stirring people up and trying to make them angry about it. Side note, there's a whole bunch of stuff wrong with government, federal and local government, but the stuff they pick,
Yeah.
it's not wrong. And they get you all mad about stuff that ain't real.
Right.
But they got a bunch of stuff they could be mad about for real.
Right. But they're gonna pick the stuff that really isn't. It's not that it's not an issue, but pick this.
Yeah,
I mean,
then we all could agree on that. Then you'd have a consensus, and you could, if you wanted to make people mad, that was your mode of getting elected. There's a bunch of stuff you can make people mad about
that mattered.
that you don't have to make stuff up.
No, not at all. But yet that craziness is out there, and there's a part of me that goes,
Get them lazy imbeciles out here talking about abortion and all. Shut up. Shut up.
right, especially if you're a dude. I mean, so you felt that you were going to encounter that slack-jawed, crazy, dribble drab, talking to you.
Yeah, Trump won. Trump really won. All that kind of stuff. And I was thinking to myself, so how great can the country be if, after all we've seen, those are the people who are likely to be in charge? Okay, yet walk me into it, y'all. Walk me into it. It's the gerrymandering. It's the way the legislatures. It's the way they structure elections. It's how they do that. Yeah.
But
even with all that, based on all you've seen, the people who know better outnumber them. Yet they're still probably going to win and be in charge.
Yeah.
And here we are. And this is the part. This is about not wanting the ball, right? This is the Democrats have a chance to win the game. To not let them people get another shot at the basket.
Yeah. Not even.
They don't want the damn ball.
Not even be competitive in the conference for a long time. And that's,
You're gonna let somebody like that, somebody who's at the end of the bench,
come in,
right,
and drop,
hollering and screaming, don't even get to play in practice, and he's in the game. You're gonna let him beat you?
No, gonna let him hit the layup to. Right, let him beat you. I'm sorry, not even hit the layup to sit your 40-point dropping behind on the bench. And it's funny, Eric. On the way here, I was thinking about just a couple things that came my way this week, and one of them was a dumbass question about the. This guy said to me, "So Richard, it's really awful about what happened with Chris Rock and with Will Smith."
Yeah, whatever.
Right, I know. Which y'all notice we're not even talking about. He made the comment. He said it just seems like that's going to set back the African American community for decades. And I said,
You can put all that in there.
Right.
Our whole community come down to that dude.
To that dude. Right. And I said, tell me why.
That's truth, though.
In their mind.
Well, I mean, but it's truth. Society manifests based on those isolated instances. So
True.
every black man who's wearing jeans and a hoodie is a gang member.
Right. Anecdotal. It's become anecdotal. And
because one black man
exactly
in jeans and a hoodie is a gang member.
Bingo. Right. So my point about that is the laziness factor when it comes to, and this dude calls himself, I mean, listen, this dude that said this to me is a member of the LGBT community, white dude that said this. And I looked at him, I said, why would you say that to me? I said, what are you basing that on? And I said, do you not research enough topics that are more important, and this is to your point, and you're going to let something like that detract you and distract you from things that really should matter? And he was stuck, and it just, I sat there, Eric, and I was like, wow.
Listen, I think to a large degree that people can't help it. That's how society teaches you to consume information. I mean, look at Ketanji Brown, Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson, soon to be, was confirmed, right? And most of what the media is talking about is, and is judging her on, is her ability to endure punishment. Mm-hmm. Right? She's good because she's able to endure lots and lots of punishment.
Kind of sadistic way of approaching the situation. She can handle a lot of punishment.
Right.
So she's
and behave.
And behave.
Right. Right. Not she's talented. It's always, and she happens to be a talented and a double Harvard and all the other stuff, but she's able to endure a lot of the stupidity. And so she's being judged on her ability to endure stupidity.
Yeah. And so that became the conversation.
That's how we're all judged, by the way, right?
Oh.
Because as soon as you get out of pocket, right, something ain't going right, and you say something about it, mm-hmm. You're not a team player.
No, you're an angry
angry black.
You're an angry black man. Yeah, that's the go-to, and
right.
it's not.
How about it ain't right? What I'm talking about is right. This is not right.
And so I'm gonna talk about it. You got that's probably why when you went to Texas, in the back of your mind, and I'm not speaking for you, just sort of in line with you.
I know you know what I'm thinking.
Yeah. How do we gauge ourselves? How do we comport ourselves? Do we have to comport ourselves? And who is it? What is it that's going to be the thing that gets me to move out of my lane, even my one tire out of my lane, to deal with it?
Yeah, because I was, for better or for worse, I was actively looking for one of them.
Sure.
Right? If not looking around
safety.
Corners.
Hell yeah.
Eric, are you one?
When we went down at Christmas, I did the same thing, dude. At the damn rental car place, I was like, okay, they messed up the rental car situation. Listen, first world problem. They had the wrong thing. We got to fix the bottle. But to be honest with you, the dude that doesn't look like me didn't really give a damn, didn't want to help me. But the female that looks like me, she was all about, hey, let me get this brother and his white wife on their way, because that's the right thing to do. But you can damn sure believe I was looking around the corner going, okay, so what's going to happen now? Why are we, waiting that? Why do my shoulders have to get bigger?
Yeah, we get ourselves all armed up and ready for that.
I just want to go down to Dallas and visit my family and, bring my behind back to Chicago. So I get it when you say that people are going to be fighting and screaming and yelling about some of this namby-pamby stuff. What about, if y'all want to have an issue, let's take some issue with this real serious life and death and just living a life comfortably, reasonably.
Right. And so all the opportunities to win the game that the Democrats have now,
gosh,
they, if you look at it, I mean, y'all going to dispute this because, yeah, some things have been done, but the big, meaningful things, they punked out on. They're waffling now on this student loan forgiveness stuff, right?
It's an easy thing to knock out.
Well, I mean, but it's actually not easy. Well, because it only works if it's means tested.
Okay, so the means testing is where that's right. You're right.
Right. So it requires some formula work and some thought and some real thinking about this. But you can't get nothing done.
No.
Nothing.
No. Well, and unfortunately, I was going
Y'all
back.
gonna cuss me for that, I know.
I was going back to what in modern times, and I'm going to say the last 20-ish years, why are we where we are today? And from a voting standpoint,
why are we still where we are today?
Thank you. Is largely to do with the tectonic shift that took place in the 2010 midterms. That was a bit. People don't remember how many seats were lost, and a lot of the gravitas and well, let me rephrase that. A lot of the sort of braggadocio that went down by a lot of people saying, "Well, I voted for Obama, 2008's election." They didn't show up in 2010, and the data backs that up. And so,
yeah, but that's Tressa hates when I do this, but that's because the Democrats don't do anything to motivate them to stay in the game.
But there's my point. But that still doesn't allow them to sit back on their laurels and go and scream from the rafters now.
Right. I mean, act like you won.
Well, act like you won. Act like the Democrats, as an elected group of politicians, is always act like we won. We got the ball. We got the numbers.
Right.
Hell, in the Senate, Ms. Klobuchar, I can't think of her first name. She
ain't worth a damn either.
But somebody should be with
just act like you won. Just do that. Act like you won.
Chuck, act like you won.
Listen,
every time you come out.
For our permanent interest that we voted for you to advocate for, act like Republicans do. Don't give a damn what they think.
They acting more like they won when they lose than when they win.
Number 773-763-9278. We finna lose y'all. Stay tuned for more of the Family Meeting.
Hi, I'm Elton Grant, Eric Grant's son. Keep listening to the Family Meeting.
A basic and essential part of any financial plan is savings. Most of whatever cash you have will be there because you put it there, not necessarily because of some fancy investment. Now with Save and Plan, Polaris has introduced a way for you to get empowering financial advice. Save and Plan is simple. Just sign up to save on a systematic monthly basis directly from your account and gain access to a planner and our planning services. Once you sign up to save, Polaris will help you develop a customized financial plan and give you a real person to speak with. Your dedicated planner is just an email or phone call away. Save and Plan offers empowering advice for everyone. Visit us at polarisadvice.com and call us today at 312-951-2606 or email us at polaris@polarisadvice.com. That's 312-951-2606 or email us at polarisadvice.com. Save and Plan, empowering advice for everyone.
Securities offered through Lion Street Financial LLC, member FINRA and SIPC. Investment advisor services offered through Lion Street Advisors LLC, registered investment advisors.
ETA Creative Arts Foundation is bringing community back to the community with its Outside the Box social events, starting Monday, November 29th with House Music Mondays, Tuesdays, 1-2 Step, Stepper Set, Wednesdays, Open Mic Night, Thursdays, Karaoke Night, and Friday, All Laughs, No Play comedy series hosted by Comedian Stick. For more information about our weekly series, visit www.etacreativearts.org. That's www.etacreativearts.org.
Hey, this is Brittany Perry. Did you know there's a Black-owned footwear brand based here in Chicago? Perry Co. Shoes creates affordable luxury footwear and accessories for both men and women. Whether you're in a suit or out with friends, they provide pieces you can wear on a daily basis. Breaking barriers, inspiring style. Visit www.perrycoshoes.com to purchase a pair today. That's www.perrycoshoes.com.
About your past, I just want I love to last. I don't care, darling,
My name is Menotti Jenkins, www.valorem, Welcome back to the family meeting.
773-763-9278, 773-763-9278. So what was the vote for Ketanji Brown Jackson? It was like
57 to 43. Yeah.
Okay, but it wasn't as good as Justice...
No, 53 to 47, my bad. Three Republicans said, hey, I want to look good in front of my constituents.
So Justice Marshall got 69 votes in the Senate.
and this is what cracks me up. Progressive...
Y'all know who Justice Marshall is?
Yeah, you know, the guy...
Thurgood Marshall, first black justice?
That dude.
Back in the, what was it, early 70s he was confirmed?
No, it was in the late 60s. No.
It was something like that.
It doesn't matter. It was at a time. This is Eric's point is. I'm sorry. Eric's point is. It was at a time when we were more socially, racially divided and economically divided than we are today. But you would think, because a lot of people who said that they voted for Obama, frankly, a lot of the progressive white liberals who said I voted for Obama. This is the truth. Would say, oh, but we're in a better place, because the conversation about we're in a post-racial climate. But how come we got 50? We had to damn near beg 3 people to do the right thing so that Vice President Harris wouldn't have to break a tie. But yet we're in a post-racial, everything's okay, guys. Things are better now. We've got Magic and Tiger and Oprah and Michael.
So these Klansmen in Michigan who had plotted to kidnap the governor, I think they're free now. They're free. Freed by a judge, as I understand, who was appointed by the imbecile.
Yeah, that said that they did something about they didn't know. Basically, it was saying they didn't know what the hell they were doing.
So who's soft on crime?
Yeah.
I mean, I ain't trying to make this, I don't do that. I don't do that partisan garbage that people like to do. I don't do that. But I'm just saying, I mean, y'all asking her, this woman, just the good justice, you're asking the good justice what a wisdom woman is,
right. And you're a pedophile. I mean,
you're implying that she prefers to have child molesters on the street.
And she had 2 underage daughters. I mean, but yet
that's where you gonna go.
She's soft on crime or misdirected on crime.
And these are the people that y'all getting ready to put in charge next year.
And you don't. And for the Dems that are that are fumbling the ball or dropping the ball right now, or not taking the layup with nobody guarding them, y'all need to be popped in the back of the head, because that's just you won.
It's unbelievable.
Well,
it actually is believable. I shouldn't say that.
The folks that are craving on the right, we know what they're coming with. I can see that coming. They're not hiding that anymore. But we've always been saying, okay, we need to let y'all know this stuff is real.
They're about to take over next year. I don't think people realize the gravity. The people that you have this angst about, the people who have these crazy notions, they're getting ready to be in charge next year. And largely because as they're predicting, and you guys normally fulfill their predictions, are not going to get out and vote in the midterms.
Yeah, because you didn't get everything. Now, we don't want to sound contradictory when we say Dems aren't giving you something to vote for, but at the same time, you should be you call yourself smart enough and aware enough and woke enough to know the issues.
Right, but that's what the Dems do, man. They ride this, at least I'm not them kind of a thing. Hey, I may not have got anything done, but at least I'm not them.
Right. That's not something to necessarily vote for.
Right. I mean, I'm just, not that I'm checking out of this thing, but I'm saying, what are we doing here? So now they're going to be in charge next year.
And how y'all going?
How's that going to look?
Yeah. And how's
that going to look?
How you going to deal with it? How they going to deal with it when they're in charge?
Right. And you better not. You better not be outraged. You better not, as a collective body, be outraged.
Nope.
Because you did it.
Yep. Or didn't do it, as it were.
Right. I mean, and your boys, the people that you voted for, the people that we voted for, they're not getting it done in a way like they should.
And I yelled and screamed a few months ago on Joan Esposito's show. I was basically saying, look, I had numbers. I brought numbers of senators, phone numbers. Say, look, here's who you need to call. If you're upset about this stuff of what the Dems are doing, then just get involved. Stop sitting from the rafters and yelling. Get involved. Roll up your sleeves.
I think they like losing, man. I think they like losing.
It gives them a purpose, because then they can cry and.
I mean, if now isn't the time for Democrats to take commanding control, when in the hell is it?
There's a new Mercedes commercial running for their new EQ, and the narrator's talking about all the things that the car offers, and then toward the very end of the commercial, the narrator says, "Okay, Captain, the ship is yours." Democrats, the ship's yours. What the hell?
Yeah, we're trying to get you the ball so you can score, man, and y'all running to the bench.
Yeah.
Run to the bench.
Passing the ball back to the dude.
Oh, the messaging's all jacked up, man. You can't get a straight message out of these people, man.
And the reason that Eric and I keep talking about this, and have been for a long time, is because we know what the Craven folks are doing. It's
They
not
will
like,
say and do anything.
we know that. So we don't, how much more can we harp on what they're doing when we need to get our folks more mobilized and more involved and sleeves rolled up to say, you know what, no, I ain't taking this.
Let me rephrase that in a way that makes it more meaningful, right? Why don't you run? You listening right now.
Yeah.
Why don't you run?
Run for the local stuff first, if that's what it takes. You know?
I mean, even if the Democrats prevail in the midterms, the mere fact that it's close with people like that.
And can you buy this argument anymore that we're a nation divided? No, we're not divided. What's happening is too many people who have more to lose in this conversation aren't doing a damn thing. They've gotten comfortable again. It's like we said after things died down from George Floyd's murder and the height of the pandemic in 2020. A lot of people were going to run back to their comfortable, privileged lifestyles.
Let me hit these phones, man. Because I don't.
Why? Why do you want to talk to anybody, man? Why?
I mean, I'm gonna listen, man. Because
I'll be quiet.
I can keep saying it. It's like talking to the kids, right? One thing I learned about my children is they hear you.
Yeah.
Right. I'm the fool if I find it necessary to say it twice.
Yeah,
right?
we talked about that.
If I go in and say, pick up your drawers, and they don't pick up their drawers, they heard me.
Right.
They're just ignoring me.
Right. So you got to do something else to get the message across. But talking to them directly.
Yeah, I'm the fool if I say it again.
Yeah, you got to take them car keys.
No, y'all hear me.
You got to say, no, I canceled your phone service or something that is going to have an impact.
Something. Right, yeah. Then they'll talk to you.
Then they'll talk to you, right.
Yeah.
No, I got you.
I mean, so
I'm the most non-parented parent out there.
I can see it coming. Well, the Democrats got this done, and that was a big thing they did, and all that. Yeah, but they're getting ready to lose. They're getting ready to lose, and they know it.
The fact that Mitch McConnell would be asked a point-blank question, if you win the Senate back, what are your policies and programs going to be? And he said, well, when we get there, we'll let you know. We're not really sure. That if
they're going to win with no policy.
If you cannot get your neighbors to the left, your neighbors to the right, across from you and behind you to go, that's unacceptable, then you deserve
Let me
what
tell you
get.
what y'all got to get ready for. And see, this is the thing. I'm sorry, I was going to go to the phone. I'm going to say this, and I'm going right to the phones, okay? Let me tell you what you got to get ready for, right? They're going to push real hard. They're going to push really hard to impeach Biden.
Sure they are.
They're going to push to impeach him, and they might
say it.
They might make your boy the Speaker of the House.
I'm going to put $100 on the table. If they get the House back, that's going to be one of their first 90-day agenda items.
They're going to make your boy the Speaker of the House.
Sure they are.
They're going to impeach Biden, and they're going to impeach Harris.
Because they want to be able to, that's their way
and then they're
back
going to put him back in the White House like that.
Yep.
Right? Or some derivation of that. Some craven and depraved, underhanded, non-democratic,
They'll use the 25th Amendment if they can impeach Biden. To say that he is not of capacity.
Right.
Then
they'll go in and start impeaching judges.
Yep.
I bet you.
Watch.
I bet you.
And y'all don't believe this.
And y'all get ready to let that happen.
Yep.
Let me get Bob calling from Indiana here. Hey, Bob, what's new, man?
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Good afternoon.
Looks like you're having quite a time over there.
Having a hard time, man.
Yeah, well, it's you're right. It's a hard time all over, and here in Indiana, as you can imagine, we got quite a flock of cuckoos flying around. They're far worse than me, and that's hard to take. I got to tell you. But I am quite pleased of how last week ended up that Judge Jackson is going where she ought to be. And, you know, that during the hearing she did, because you know how she likes to cross the T's and dot the I's and gives you everything. She told us that Ketanji is an African name. And I know what that means in English.
Yeah, in English, right.
In English, that translates to Madam Chief Justice.
We'll take it.
Tell all your right-wing friends that. Make sure they understand it because it's coming.
Look at Bob from Indiana.
Well, the court still waited on the right here, so you know, you're getting ready to lose abortion.
Well,
because everybody couldn't vote for Hillary Clinton. We're getting ready to lose abortion because of that.
Yep.
And who knows what else is coming?
Who knows? But hey, I already voted in the primary, and if I'm still alive, I'm gonna be doing it again this fall, and hopefully, you know.
Well, try not to leave us, man. Try not to leave us. Okay, work on that for me, will you?
Stay healthy, Bob. We need you around, man.
Well, we need you guys more than anything out there yelling, along with
we're yelling.
We're yelling. Miller and yeah, well, you know, and yelling in your quiet, calm way.
Okay, I'll take that.
I'll take that, Bob.
I'll take that. Thank you.
Bob, I gotta ask, how old are you, Bob?
Oh, just a little older than dirt. Well, if you cut me open and count the rings, I'm 70 in a few months.
There you go.
Okay.
All right.
You got some miles on you then. Okay.
You got some more to go.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Bob, I appreciate it, man. Be well in Indiana. Okay?
Thanks for calling, Bob. Stay safe.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Let's get Eduardo in here, man. Eduardo, what's new, man?
Hey, guys. How you doing?
Good,
I spent a week over there in Carrollton because my company's in Richardson. It's really boring 10 years ago, but I heard Dallas is coming back. And Austin, I heard that a bunch of New Yorkers are taking over Austin.
Yeah, Austin's become a tech hub, and Carrollton and that Las Colinas area right there in the same area, that's hot, man. There's a lot going on there, a lot of young people.
My networking, my Latino networking event is going to be doing events in Dallas, Phoenix, and I'm going to sign up because I'm curious to find out what's going on as far as stuff like that. I can always call back and report.
Yeah, I was going to say, Eduardo, take copious notes and such, man, and bring us back some on the field data.
Let me get to Mr. McCarthy before I drop off. Mr. McCarthy wants to push this immigration thing because he's kind of cool with the Chamber of Commerce. So he doesn't like Mr. Trump. So he's kind of hoping that somebody else, maybe Mitt Romney, prevails. But, yeah, Mr. McCarthy does not like Mr. Trump. That's not kind of well known out there.
Yeah.
I don't know. How do you determine that he doesn't like him?
Well, because Mr. McCarthy kind of was bragging in the last election that he got within striking distance because of all the women candidates that won. And, of course, Mr. Trump is a male chauvinist, so you can't have both.
See, that's the thing. That's the thing, man. They like who can get them victories, right? At least outwardly. I would agree with you that he probably doesn't like him as a person. Trump's not a very likable person in my estimation. But if he's a means to an end, I think McCarthy will be all over him.
No doubt. That's why he went down to Mar-a-Lago right after the election. I think initially he was throwing dirt on him, Eduardo, but then he realized he needed to keep him close.
I think the point is, I don't think you'll see him turn on him if he thinks it's to his political advantage.
Without a doubt. Eric's right about that.
Unless he thinks he's going to win, which even with Florida and Ohio, which they won last time, they still lost. I mean, you got to get
barely
so many other states. I mean, they got to thread the needle.
Barely. I mean, if you think about it, man, people like that, how are they even close?
Yeah.
How are they even in the game, have a chance to win? Unless that's who this country is.
Which we've been saying for a long time. That's who this country
Right,
is.
really. I mean, it's like I don't want it to mean like it's like a high school boys basketball team playing a third grade girls team. That's the way it should be. If this country is who it proclaims to be,
Right.
Don't you think?
Constant wins for that belief system, the stronger belief system. Yeah. Thanks, Eduardo, man.
Hey, man, be well.
Do some research for us, man. Bring it back.
Okay.
Sorry.
That's okay. Let me get Tom. Oh, do I have time? I don't have time. I was going to get you in, Tom, but I got to put you on hold here, man. I'm not paying attention to the clock today because I'm not. Not paying attention because I'm tired.
So since we got the Texas thing before our break, I want to give a shout out to my girl Dana Goldberg, who went down with the Human Rights Council and raised a bunch of money, and also is pushing Beto and the work he's doing, which I understand is got some chance, but it's the people. It's the people that's going to make the difference.
He's platitudes. He didn't really say anything when he talks.
Well, I mean, he's not. I guess it's the depth of the policies that we want to see that he's.
But you need somebody that's going to talk to you, man. He never says anything.
He doesn't connect with enough people where they feel it. He talks well.
Yeah, maybe he's just not saying anything.
But he's not saying that people can connect with him.
Take my word for it. Don't listen to Beto. Take a written transcript of what he says and tell me if it makes any sense when you read it.
Yeah, that's a good point.
It doesn't make any sense, man. It's just talking. And he's waving his hands around. It doesn't make. I'm not excited about anybody, man. I'm going to vote. Don't think that now. I want to vote, but the number is 773-763-9278. Stay tuned for more of the Family Meeting.
It's gone up higher. Yes, it is. Got the parents line. Lord, it's a real motherfucker. Yeah. Make you wanna run for cover.
This is Matt Fisher. You can find me at Mr_Funny87, Chicago. Stay straight tripping, booze, because we got more of the Family Meeting.
Hey Chicago, are you always on the go? Take the new Shy 311 app with you to find the information that you need, submit non-emergency city service requests, and much more. Download the new Shy 311 app, built with Chicagoans for Chicagoans. That's Shy 311 on the App Store or Google Play, or check it out online at 311.chicago.gov. Stay informed with Shy 311. It's your gateway to Chicago services.
We buy, we sell, we move, we store. Anything, anytime, anywhere. We do. The company that handles all your stuff. If you have anything that you want to do something with, please call us. We buy, sell, move, store, donate, discard. Anything, anytime, anywhere. eBay plus U-Haul equals we do. We are moving at the speed of life. Call Terry Calloway, 312-343-9973, or via email, contact him at terrycalloway58@gmail.com.
A 2016 study estimates that 13.1 million Americans were victims of identity theft that year. Fight back against identity theft by signing up for Identity Guard. Identity Guard monitors your credit and identity information with alerts that can help you respond quickly if certain changes indicating fraudulent activity are detected, as well as help protect your computer from viruses, keylogging, and other serious threats. Plus, with Identity Guard's dynamic credit management resources and tools, you will have helpful information as you make better financial and credit decisions. Identity Guard includes $1 million identity theft insurance and lost wallet protection, and more if you ever do become a victim. Protect your ID by visiting lookaftermyid.com. That's lookaftermyid.com to securely sign up for Identity Guard today.
This is Lisa Lenore, writer, editor, and educator. Welcome back to the Family Meeting.
773-763-9278, 773-763-9278. So I'm still waiting for it.
What's that?
I'm still waiting for it. Waiting for somebody, the Democrats, though, they did this, they did that. Yeah, but they're getting ready to lose.
Yeah.
They're getting ready to lose. Listen, they barely won this last election, barely won against this group of craven and depraved people.
But see, this is one of those things where I don't know who the candidate would have been. And I'm not saying it does or did or did not exist. And I know we're playing, sort of reverse quarterback. But, Biden got 81 million votes. But I've said this before. The big issue for me isn't that he could have gotten more had he been a more likable, inspiring, and all these other candidates, that he could have got 88 million. What was problematic is that 45 got 6 million more votes in 2020 than he did in 2016. Not because he was necessarily any more appealing.
Because he animated a certain population that he wanted
to. He did, but he also had a tremendous amount of assistance, even in the second run, from this weak behind mainstream media. And yes, they do have a part of this, Eric. I know you and I don't always agree on this because you don't like the word they. However, the mainstream media is not doing their job. They're just not.
Yeah.
And to the extent that impacts the messaging, because let's be honest.
Well, think about it, though.
But you just said it about Judge Jackson. What did they talk about? They didn't talk about her qualifications. The lead in discussing her was she endured pain.
But here's the thing, though. So they did pick up on Cory Booker's response.
Right.
Right? Because it was newsworthy.
Right.
Right? So you don't have enough Democrats
that are doing that.
Right.
I agree 1,000%.
Or saying something like that that's newsworthy. Right? The Republicans are regularly saying something like that.
Not even newsworthy. That's eye-catching worthy.
Okay. Well, today's news is eye-catching.
Or to your point, a more animated with some substance behind it. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. When Elijah Cummings used to go off,
right,
they would cover that because he would go off.
So this week, here's a good example: 2 Democratic senators went off in their way. Schatz and what's the guy's name, McCurry, whatever his name. Both of them kind of laid it out on Republicans. But where did you see it? C-SPAN. You didn't see it on any of the mainstream media. That's the
they
point.
Must not have said anything.
No. Schatz got in the Republican.
I mean, maybe it felt good to us, but it wasn't newsworthy. They're always saying things. They're always saying things and using adjectives. Capture the news. The Democrats don't do that.
This would have passed your smell test. Both cases would have.
Well, maybe. Mine, yeah. I'm just talking about the news.
But yours is more stringent than the damn news is. It is, E.
Yeah, but all you got to do is
yours is very
you need to have
stringent.
a really bad car accident or some killed people or something, and the news is all over it, and they'll stay on it until they ain't no more dead people or they find more dead people.
If there's anybody that's a good critic of what people should be saying and are not, it's you. And I'm not.
I think that they say it regularly. They express themselves regularly, but they're not saying it in a way that's capturing the media.
Here's the miss that they made is that nobody followed up on what Senator Schatz from Hawaii said. There should have been another Democrat
so
right behind that.
Schatz should have got himself in front of some more cameras to do that.
He should have done it again. He should have called a little mini press conference and repeated what he said on the floor. They need a bunch
of those here he comes again kind of people.
Right.
That come out.
There it is.
And the news says, oh, here he comes. We need to go see what he's got to say.
Or in some ways, I'm going to rephrase it. I'm going to stick with what you just said. There needs to be more Democratic senators, House members, and state representatives.
Any elected officials.
That needs to say and follow in line with what, the Schatz of the world or the Bookers of the world have done. And to some extent, the reason but what frustrates me about how Dems are hot and warm with AOC is because what she does do, which is kind of ironic. She says things that gets attention, whether you want to call it negative or positive.
Right.
She gets attention, and the Dems kind of go,
they back away from her.
Well, she's trying. Right. No, get in the girl's corner and then watch how many people will follow.
Right. That's what they need to be doing. All right. I'm sorry. Let me get Tom in. I promised to get him in before. Hey, Tom, what's new, man?
Hey, 2 things you said that really kind of piqued a thought. The first one is the reason that the conservatives pick up these stupid issues that don't really have that are basically fake issues to have grievances over is because if they picked real issues, they would have to present a plan to fix them.
That's right.
They have no intentions of fixing anything.
That's right.
Good point, Tom.
Good point. Yeah. It's mainly cultural issues that they kind of harp on,
Yes.
which you can't solve at a legislative level.
No. And but as someone who's behind the white curtain, I grew up in the red state, so the vast majority of my longtime friends, most of my family, if they didn't vote for Trump, they certainly would vote for most any Republican. The two phrases that I guess, as one of my cousins says, well, the Republicans never have a plan for anything, but the Democrats have a plan for everything. And I think the Democrats would be a lot better off asking themselves across all the various constituency groups, what are a few phrases or topics that would unite everybody? And instead of having a policy for every stupid thing and going to pay for everything, what are those 2 or 3 things?
Yeah, and do the hell out of them, too.
Yep.
Right. That's right.
Like people should be treated fairly. I think that's easy enough.
Yeah.
But there's 2 or 3 of those. But the other 2 things that absolutely has killed the Democrats, in this last election, was 2 words, both of which every one of them needs to be taken down the lake and have these words washed out of their mouth. The first one is socialism. The Democratic Party does not stand for socialism. Is not pushing socialism. So why in the name of heaven do they ever use that word? Can you explain that?
Well, the bigger thing is, why would they try to even attempt to defend themselves against something that isn't true?
Right.
Just characterize it as ridiculous and move on.
There it is.
Well, but then you got Bernie Sanders running all over the country talking about democratic socialism and socialism. It's like, you guys need to stop using that word. It's toxic.
Or define it. Define it.
You know, somebody that's spent a lot of time in marketing, you don't want to be the people having to define the term. What they mean is not socialism. So why would you use a toxic word?
Well, see, but here's where you split the baby, though, Tom, right? So there are socialist policies in this country.
Yeah, but,
right?
Again, but you're trying to explain that to people with high school education. I mean, come on.
Well, yeah, the imbeciles won't understand, but there's a bunch of us, there's a bunch of people who are thinking people who might embrace it.
Well,
right? So, listen,
I don't think that's going to get the Democrats any more votes than they get today.
Well,
anybody who's vaguely thinking about socialism is voting Democratic today.
Well, but listen, I can't disagree because we can't predict the potential outcome. But I can tell you that I think both of us would agree they need to deploy a tactic to either own the word and redefine it or kill it. And that's not what they're doing. They're doing neither of those.
Yeah, they're waffling in the middle. So your point, though, if you're going to bring it up, which they shouldn't, but if you're going to bring it up, then be able to define it and defend it unapologetically, or, to Eric's point, just leave it the hell alone, because it comes back to what you said. A lot of people aren't smart enough or intellectually curious enough to figure out what it actually means anyhow.
Right. Like critical race theory. Yeah. They've allowed that thing to get way out of hand.
Yeah. Yeah, but the critical race theory thing is another one of those fake ones. Like, I had a big fight with one of my cousins on that, and I said, well, didn't your kids just graduate from high school? Yeah. Well, so did mine. Never heard anything of the sort. I saw what they taught in history classes. It's textbooks used all over the country, all perfectly normal, all completely factual as far as I know. What's your problem? Well, they're teaching kids to hate their race. Do your kids hate our race? No, his kids are fine. I mean, it's impossible.
Well, that's because they're intellectually lazy. They're not willing to follow their thoughts to a conclusive end. I don't mean to insult your cousin like that, but that's just lazy.
Oh, yeah, of course it is. But, they hear it all the time, right? They go to the coffee shop. Oh, my God, you hear what they're doing?
Oh, yeah, that's that fake outrage stuff. These people, it's so fragile. Shut up, all of you.
Well, all I know is I live in Lake County, and historically Lake County, Illinois, was always solidly Republican. DuPage County was solidly Republican. Look at us now. We're all purple. Why are we all purple? We've had enough. And if the Democrats would just do a little bit better reach out into the ex-urban areas and the more intelligent people even out in the rural areas, they'd be fine. But instead, the Democrats can't decide what they want. They want everything, like this Build Back Better plan. My God, there's way too much in that.
Yeah, it's a lot. You're right. It's a lot to consume. Tom, great insight, man. Thanks for the sharing, man. We appreciate you.
Talk to you later.
Thanks, Tom.
See ya. Let me get Mr. Burns in here.
You know
Mr. Burns.
Ahoy, hoy.
Any jokes today, Mr. Burns?
Ahoy, hoy. No, not at all. Today, I'd just like to point out the fact that we had the first African-American lady judge appointed to the Supreme Court this past week, and the Republicans decided to say, and now correct me if I'm wrong, I just want to make sure I get this right, that she either supported a pedophile, or that she stood by a pedophile, or that she harbored a pedophile, or stop me when I'm getting close, guys. So they can't stand it because, and I'm going to quote Stephanie Miller, because she's black.
Can't have that.
Guess what? Oh, no, not only can you not have a black court judge, but you can't have a black and female court judge. So, God forbid everybody grab their monocles and faint. And poor Lindsay, oh my God, I thought Lindsay.
They're coming to get us.
Going to have such a connection.
Shivering me timbers.
All this has just reminded me of one thing. Whatever tape they have on Donald Trump, and believe me, there's got to be a tape on Donald Trump.
There's a PP tape.
There is.
They have a 9,000% worse tape on Lindsay. No matter how bad the Trump tape is, they're like, nah, it's Donald. People will believe it. No doctoring needed. They have the worst tape in the history of tapes on Lindsey Graham. And he knows they're going to use it at any given time. That man has flip-flopped more than a seal in heat.
Is that what seals do? When they're in heat?
They find a comfortable spot, but Lindsay ain't found
Watching
his.
National Geographic again, are you?
Yeah.
We'll bet. But, hey, before I let you go, Marissa, I know you're listening out there. First of all, look what happens when you move to Mississippi. Everything goes to hell. Second of all, you got me straight tripping, boo. Bye.
He moved to Mississippi and did that to us. Man, please. Are you kidding me?
Who we going to get?
Nobody. We're going to take a break and then come back top of the hour here for y'all. But, hey, man,
look,
listen.
King, it's understandable, man. I mean, you're tired. You're frustrated. But it doesn't change the fact that people just need to get in the game, and those that are in the game need to play.
Well, here's
fully.
Here's the thing that needs to happen, right? So we can keep talking around that the Democrats need to do this, do that. We need different Democrats.
Yeah.
We need a whole different set of Democrats.
I get it.
We need more AOCs who are going to say something.
When I saw the people standing on the stage when they were announcing that justice had been a judge had been selected. Mm-hmm. I honestly looked at that, and to talk about diversity or to talk about representation of the country, I only saw one person on that stage that looks like you and me, and everybody else, even somebody like our man Devin, didn't see anybody on that stage that represented him. We didn't see any young, vibrant white dudes on that stage. I mean, so we need some
another era, self-imposed era.
We need a new brand.
We need a new Democratic Party.
Yeah.
A new progressive party.
Thank you, because it's just...
The number is 773-763-9278. Stay tuned for more of The Family Meeting.
Because everything's gonna be all right.
This is Holly Fingerly from Save Our Southland. Keep listening to The Family Meeting.
Polaris is introducing a way for you to get empowering financial advice, save, and plan.
If you are like a lot of people, you'd like to work with a financial planner, but don't know if you earn or have enough to invest. Save and Plan will allow us to work with nearly anyone from young professionals to retirees looking to travel the world. Save and Plan is simple. Just sign up to save on a systematic monthly basis directly from your account and gain access to a planner and our planning services. Once you sign up, Polaris gives you a customized financial plan, a real person to speak with, and information to help you make good financial decisions. Your dedicated planner is just an email or phone call away. Save and Plan offers empowering advice for everyone. Visit us at polarisadvice.com. Call us today at 312-951-2606 or email us at polarisadvice.com. That's 312-951-2606 or email us at polarisadvice.com. Save and Plan, empowering advice for everyone. Securities, insurance, and advisory services offered through FSC Securities Corporation. Member FINRA, SIPC. Insurance services offered through Polaris Insurance Agency, Inc., which is not affiliated with FSC Securities Corporation.
Hey, Family Meeting cousins. As you know, we've created a Patreon Family Meeting subscription and membership page to include you great listeners in our effort and give you a chance to very economically promote your business, organization, or local event. You can contribute as little as $5 per month to get your message out and support the Family Meeting as a viable voice. We know you appreciate our permanent interest dialogue, get up and dance playlist, and our great guests who stop by. So become a cousin and go to our website, thefamilymeeting.com, and click on the link.
This is Chicago's Progressive Talk, 820 AM, WCPT Willow Springs, and online at WCPT820.com, where facts matter.
Hey Chicago, are you always on the go? Take the new Shy 311 app with you to find the information that you need, submit non-emergency city service requests, and much more. Download the new Shy 311 app, built with Chicagoans for Chicagoans. That's Shy 311 on the App Store or Google Play, or check it out online at 311.chicago.gov. Stay informed with Shy 311. It's your gateway to Chicago services.
Are you one of the 78% of Americans who'd like to speak with someone about a long-term care plan? Did you know that only 16% have had that conversation? Call the Polaris Insurance Agency at 312-951-2606. One of the Polaris agents in Illinois, Wisconsin, and Iowa can provide you with useful material, like what long-term care currently costs and what it could cost in the coming years according to the Genworth 2012 Cost of Care Study. With information like this, you'll have the power to plan. Call the Polaris Insurance Agency at 312-951-2606. Don't outlive your financial resources.
I know a place. Ain't nobody crying. Ain't nobody worried. No. Ain't no smiling faces. No, no. Lying to the races. Help me. Come on. Come on. Somebody help me now. I'll take you there. Help me all.
Hi, this is Elise Ashby, and I listen to the Family Meeting.
So, Mavis Staples?
Yes.
Listen, Aretha can sing. Aretha can sing.
No doubt.
Mavis Staples can sing.
No doubt. Staying alive.
Gladys Knight can sing, though.
Yeah, yeah. All of them could, man. I mean, you know, the scales of it.
But if I had to go to a concert, I would choose Gladys over either of those. Although I would go to those.
I'd go to those, but yeah.
And Gladys she's got a.
I'd definitely go see
the Gladys Knight, man.
Never saw Gladys.
773-763. Is she like 85 or something like that?
Gladys?
She's like not young.
She's got to be in her late 70s for sure.
I'm sure we can Google that or something and figure it out.
All right.
So yeah. So here, you know what? Y'all got the floor, man, because your boys like this is like a high caliber, nationally ranked high school boys basketball team against a third grade girls rec team, and y'all getting ready to lose.
Yeah, and all you can do
how do you even tolerate
all
that?
you can do is blame it on the fact that the refs didn't show up.
How do you even tolerate that? Notwithstanding all of the gerrymandering and the election shenanigans that I know plays a part in it, but right-minded people, you would think, outnumber all of that. And you're left with no conclusion except that's who this country is.
Because here's the thing, E, the gerrymandering, all these shenanigans that are going on are being perpetrated by the minority folks in leadership. So why does that happen? How does that happen? It's because people who should be out in the mix, voting, forcing the issue, running for office, but if nothing else, yelling and screaming louder than the people who are in the minority, they're not doing. I mean, I go back, I have to use the 2010 midterms as an example. Because everybody ran around, peacocking about they voted for Obama. We're post-racial. I voted for the black guy, but they did. And
it's still a numbers game, though, right? It's still a numbers game. Even with all that going on, if it's even close, that's a problem.
Because the country, but that's part of the
How can you conclude anything except that's who this country is?
Right, because not enough people felt it was important enough to keep going out more repeatedly.
Well, but you presume that we outnumber them in a significant way.
Right. Well, that's the whole point. Yeah, I guess that's the underlying message is that we've had the belief, and I say we, I'm saying cats that look like me and Eric, that there were probably going to be, that there was a reasonable shift of people that were right-minded and going to believe and do the right thing.
Progressive-minded people.
We've believed that. We've given room for that in the conversation for a long time.
But it looks more like
it's not that way.
The number of progressive people don't outnumber
or at least
the non-progressives by a significant number.
Or not by a significant number. And then the attitude, to Eric's point, about Republicans say they're going to do this in terms of their policies, craven as it may be, but they get it done.
They get it done.
So
you can't fault them for that.
No.
All you can do is wish that the people that were advocating for progressive policies
fight as hard and
we'll fight that hard.
And nasty is not a bad word when it comes to this. It's
get
a fight.
It done. What did you do? As long as you don't kill nobody or steal nothing, get it done.
Right. If it's nasty and you got to embarrass some people in public, I mean,
but still, the bigger message for me is that's who the country is. And so because unless you face that, that's in fact who this country is.
That's like this.
You never can solve it
because it goes back to just like any addiction or if you don't acknowledge that it exists.
Right. Because you can't walk around saying we're better than that.
No,
you can't do that.
You might want to feel that way because that's the sort of dream that's been perpetrated on you.
That's the fairy tale they've been telling you all these years.
But it ain't the case. And if that were the case, to those who are sitting here going, "Oh, come on, Ian Rich," then just look at the evidence. Why are we still having this fight? Why did
the data says something else?
Why did 69 senators vote for Thurgood Marshall in the height of a bigger public amount of racism and bias? And here we are today, and we had to beg 3 Republican senators to do not the right.
And they're being chastised
by the
for
people.
Doing that.
Right. They've been called pedophiles by so that's who we are. And because listen,
you got to admit that. You got to quit telling people that we're better than that.
My throat is scratchy as hell because I feel like I've been yelling today because my frustration is, to Eric's point, and I try to give people a little bit more room than he does. So the truth of the matter is I'm frustrated with that now to the point where I'm just like, you know what? I'm tired of this because we've been saying for the longest damn time, yes, we just got Judge Jackson nominated to the Supreme Court. But
after 200-something years.
Why in the hell are we having this?
Why is it extraordinary?
Why is it extraordinary? And why is it? And for those who want to continue to play this mealy-mouthed game, you got people on the right that are saying, well, why didn't you nominate Condoleezza Rice? Why in the hell would we nominate her? She's not qualified.
Not like Ketanji.
Irrespective of being black. That's the point. So we're tired of this sort of, come on, y'all, begging people to do the work because we keep been telling
y'all got to turn the corner. I'm talking about everybody of both persuasions. This is who this country is. Unless and until you do that and stop believing we're better than this, you really can't solve the problem.
And you can't because you haven't acknowledged it. Just like Basic Therapy 101.
Got to do that. All right, let me get Eugene here calling from Belvedere. Eugene, what's new, man? Or should I call Eugene?
Huge.
Eugene's fine.
Okay. What's on your mind, man?
How you doing this evening?
Fantastic. Thanks for asking, man. I appreciate you asking about me, man. Yeah. I'm doing well, man. I could use a little bit of money. You got any money you can give me?
No, man, I ain't got that.
Well, you ain't no good for me. I'll see you later then, man. Peace.
I'll pray for you.
Thoughts and prayers. Okay. Thank you for that, partner.
Yes.
Talking about Katanga, you know, they always say we restrain ourselves well and all this. Why should we have to, though? This is 2022. And like you all were saying, we're going through this all over again. And if he could get that many, Thurgood Marshall could get that many votes, what does that say? Does that tell us we're worse off than or better off? That's a really, really good question. But, you know, these senators that did this, the only thing I would say is gave her a hard time when she's more than qualified. There's going to be a time when the tide's going to turn, guys, and they see it. They see it more than we do. And I'm talking about demographics. They're changing every day. America's getting browner by the day. And that's what the big elephant in the room is, that nobody's talking about. This is why these guys are doing this. But let me tell you, when the tide turns, they'll try to rebrand themselves. But we must remember, because we are forgiving people, and too many times we forget.
Well, I think that's a coping mechanism. That I don't think we really forgive, is we cope. I mean, because to not forgive would put you in a constant state of anger.
Yeah. And mentally, it's not good.
Yeah, that'll give you heart attacks and strokes and everything else all at the same time.
Yeah, because what did Pac say? You don't have to be in jail to be doing time. Isn't that true?
Yeah, that's true, man.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True. Good input, man. I appreciate you.
Man, thanks for letting me on.
You bet, man. Take care. Let's get Norbert, my man Norbert, my favorite Hosta guy. Norbert, what's new, man?
Hey, are you ready for more hostas this spring?
For who? Oh, yeah, man. I was just looking at my yard this morning, man. I'm going to come holler at you.
That'd be good. Because I can divide them forever and provide hundreds of them.
Give me my fix, man. I got to get my fix, man.
Yeah, I agree. Your sports analogy about the Democrats is great because, to me, they're afraid. They're so afraid that they're going to lose that it's impossible to win.
Mm-hmm.
If you're afraid, you're not going to win. And we nailed it with the analogy. I was a committeeman and precinct committeeman and poll watcher in 2010, and I almost cried. It was so bad. The turnout. There's just people just didn't show up, and even in our local Democrats, they're fighting with each other and doing nothing about the election, and it was extremely frustrating. And it wasn't the reason why I didn't do it anymore because I had other issues, but it didn't motivate me to keep doing it. That they didn't want to win. They were just so afraid. And the same thing's happening now. Where are the Democrats? Trump said Putin is a genius. Why aren't they playing that on TV over and over and over again? They're asking me for a donation, but what are you going to do with it? Have some party where you're going to have cocktails in D.C.? No. If I make a donation, you got to put a commercial on the air showing what the Republicans are doing, that Putin. All the things they've said about Putin and all the things they've said about everything else. They're doing nothing, and it's frustrating. And I agree. When you look at what the Lincoln Project does, which are Republicans attacking Trump, they're extremely effective. What the Republican Accountability Project does, they're extremely effective at attacking Trump. And both that's another group. I'll donate to them because I can see what they're doing. The Democrats are doing nothing, and it's crazy.
It's crazy.
They're going to lose because they're afraid.
Right. They don't want the ball.
Yeah.
They don't want the ball.
Give me the ball. I'll find someone open. I'll pass it. I'll I'm open. I'll shoot it. If someone's open, I'll get him the ball.
That's where I was headed, man. We got to find some more people who want the ball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you, Norbert. I think Norbert for mayor.
And bringing and he'll have hostas at all of his press conferences.
Yeah, there's going to be something. I don't think I'd last too long because I'm pretty goofy and I'd be wanting to make laws that no one would like.
Oh, good. We need that.
That's right.
We need that, man. Do that, man. All right, we've just drafted you, Norbert.
Yeah.
It's on, man. It's too late, man. We're going to start passing petitions for you, man.
Mayor,
all right?
Norbert for everything.
Yeah, Norbert for everything. Right. That's right. Hey, Norbert, it's kind of windy behind you, man. We'll catch you next time, all right?
Stay safe, man.
Yeah. Love you guys, and I'll say hi to Teresa.
Sure will.
And, hope you're back on the air soon.
Yep.
And great show. And I tried to call in the last few weeks, but I couldn't get through, which is great too, because if you got, when people say I'm smart, I just laugh and say you don't know me very well. when you got other people that I can call and listen to, that's great too. So
yeah, that's great, man.
We got to keep this show going.
Trying to, man. Okay, man.
Thanks,
well,
Norbert.
We'll see you.
All right.
Thanks.
Let's get Laura calling from Chicago here. What's up, Laura?
Laura, try the other line because it's the same number. I don't know if it happened. She'd redialed or something on her backup
Okay,
phone.
let's try this one. Hey, Laura.
Hello.
Hey, how are you?
Good afternoon. I'm fine, thank you, and I'm elated to hear you guys talk today. I cannot tell you. I've been wondering where are the voices, and today, evidently, I found them.
Where you been? Where you been, girl?
Oh, I'm in Chicago, but I wanted to say...
I know where you are, but where you been? We've been doing this for a couple of years. What you talking about?
Well, you know what? I don't know. I mean, I had a friend of mine said, you got to listen to this because, you know, they're talking the same stuff that you're thinking and talking about. And I just want to say this. I was furious last week with the Democrats when they let Tom Cotton totally go off and call Judge Jackson a pedophile.
And a Nazi sympathizer.
I didn't understand where the Democrats, and I'm saying where Jamie Harrison, where was he?
Yep.
I mean, where was Hakeem Jeffries? They could have had a press conference. I think you guys said that earlier. A press conference to say, don't you ever
Bingo.
tarnish a sitting judge with that kind of language. And then you have Marjorie Taylor Greene in every station and every network and every, social media outlet said that she called Democrats pedophiles. And then ended it with a period, like they are. Where is the outrage? And I mean, I hear you guys saying it today, and I'm old, I can't even tell you. This is like the best show ever because they're telling you it already. They're already telling us how they're going to play this in November.
Yeah. You can see it coming. I mean, it's a train. It can't even leave the track. You can see it coming.
We keep telling them.
They don't want to get out of the way.
Nope.
They don't want the ball. No, don't pass it to me.
No.
Don't pass it to me.
We keep telling them, Laura, that is a bullet train with a whole bunch of steam and cars behind it. You better get the hell out of the way. And they were like, Laura, they're like, but no, Richard, are you sure? It looks like it might be.
We need to investigate the train.
We should check and see just to make sure. That's what's going on.
It's ridiculous. It drives you crazy, doesn't it, Laura?
Well, it takes to have Brian Schatz from Hawaii.
Come on, did you see it, Laura? Did you see that? Did you see what he did on C-SPAN? Right?
Yes, he wasn't even half as strong as what some of the other powerful people on the Hill could do. I mean, he was just a voice of reason.
That's it.
And he was, the only place that I saw it was on MSNBC.
Wow. I didn't even think it made it there. I just saw it on C-SPAN.
That was the only place. It was the only place that they really talked about it and really got into it. But the Dems need to understand, and people need to understand that this is not a joke. These people, it's not just about our casting our votes, but it's going to be in the counting. So while we're over here worried about one thing, they are changing laws in all these states about how the votes are going to be counted and by who.
19
And the
states.
Democrats seem to be, we're just going to wait and see. I can't even tell you how off the charts upset I am about this whole, the Democrats don't seem to have any proactive ideas. They're just like, we're waiting for to lose. because there is so much at stake in November, we can't even begin to calculate.
Yeah, they are just waiting to lose. They're just sitting, waiting to lose.
Yeah, like
look at Jamie Harrison.
Jamie should be banging.
He ain't never won nothing in his life.
He should be knocking over tables, Laura. He should be yelling at the top of his lungs.
He should have said the outrage in the African-American black community for saying the things that they are saying about a woman of her stature, period, as a sitting judge.
Listen, if it had been
be tolerated, it won't be tolerated, period.
Crazy. It makes you frustrated. And I don't see any victory in November. I just see I see them going about their business in January to impeach Biden. They're gonna go right at it. It's gonna be crazy.
Because they're all about, they're still prosecuting the 2020 election. What do you think they're going to do when they get back in? And executive orders are not going to do it. Those are not laws. They can turn those back. He's already turned back some of the things that Trump did. Trump or whoever gets in with the Republicans, they're going to again put everything else in place that their agenda dictates.
All I can tell you is buckle up and make sure you listen to us now. Okay,
that's right. Tell your friends too, girl.
Absolutely.
All right, Laura.
Be
Thanks
well.
for calling.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Laura calling from the Chicago. Yeah.
We appreciate that.
That's right. That's right.
So,
hey man, no. What do you say?
Nothing, man. They're just getting ready. They're waiting to lose. That's all.
The reason that
it's a shame, man. I hate to see it, man, but that's what's getting ready to happen.
It is.
Yeah. All right, y'all. Stay tuned for more of the Family Meeting.
Searching for, I'm pretty sure that you just don't know, 'cause you're looking with your body, not your head. You're brilliant and beautiful. They don't see it when they take you home, 'cause you're just another notch that's in their bed, baby.
Hello, this is Dr. John Artis from Health on Earth Wellness Centers. You can visit us at www.healthonearth.org. Keep listening to the Family Meeting.
ETA Creative Arts Foundation is bringing community back to the community with its Outside the Box social events, starting Monday, November 29th with House Music Mondays, Tuesdays, 1-2 Stepper Set, Wednesdays, Open Mic Night, Thursdays, Karaoke Night, and Friday, All Laughs, No Play comedy series hosted by Comedian Stick. For more information about our weekly series, visit www.etacreativearts.org. That's www.etacreativearts.org.
A basic and essential part of any financial plan is savings. Most of whatever cash you have will be there because you put it there, not necessarily because of some fancy investment. Now with Save and Plan, Polaris has introduced a way for you to get empowering financial advice. Save and Plan is simple. Just sign up to save on a systematic monthly basis directly from your account and gain access to a planner and our planning services. Once you sign up to save, Polaris will help you develop a customized financial plan and give you a real person to speak with. Your dedicated planner is just an email or phone call away. Save and Plan offers empowering advice for everyone. Visit us at polarisadvice.com and call us today at 312-951-2606 or email us at polarisadvice.com. That's 312-951-2606 or email us at polarisadvice.com. Save and Plan, empowering advice for everyone.
Securities offered through Lion Street Financial LLC, member FINRA and SIPC. Investment advisor services offered through Lion Street Advisors LLC, registered investment advisors. Polaris Wealth Management and Lion Street Financial are not affiliated.
A single K plan is a 401k plan designed especially for business owners and immediate family, regardless if they are incorporated or not. Single Ks offer both employer and employee contributions and in many cases have no setup fee or annual plan administrative charges. Single Ks are simple to administer with no government reporting required. Most importantly, this plan allows employees to access their savings via hardship withdrawals or loans. Visit our website at polarisadvice.com or call us about your business or organization's retirement plan at 312-951-2606 or email us at polaris@polarisadvice.com. That's 312-951-2606 or email us at polaris@polarisadvice.com. Polaris provides empowering advice for everyone.
Securities offered through Lion Street Financial LLC, member FINRA and SIPC. Investment advisor services offered through Lion Street Advisors LLC, registered investment advisors. Polaris Wealth Management and Lion Street Financial are not affiliated.
Show the kind of opening I'm hoping intertwines a soul. It's kind of silly that you really wanna let me know the kind of feeling that you're dealing with. You're trying to cope. I'm not perfect, you're not perfect. This ain't worth it. You gotta know by now I have good intentions, but I got a temper. Baby, still remember what we're here to do. I wanna help you.
This is motivational speaker and author Dan Duster, author of the great selling book, Peaceful Selling, Easy Sales Techniques to Grow Your Small Business. Welcome back to the Family Meeting.
Let me tell you something, man. I had somebody ask me about this particular group, Floetry.
Yep.
If you don't know about Floetry music, you need to Google that joint, man, because this stuff that they do, and these are true artists.
It's a combination of so many beats and feels and how they pull it all together. I guess that the name is appropriately given, Floetry, because it does.
Yeah, because one of them is they're both British.
Yeah.
And Marsha Ambrosius, who's the light-skinned one in the group.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she wrote Butterflies for Michael Jackson.
I know. And I would say in the latter part of Mike's career, that's probably my favorite Mike song.
Yeah, but it's a hit, man.
It is.
She did her own version of it as well.
I know. It's amazing. A lot of people, and most people don't know that don't follow, that head to the glass like you and me. But
yeah, it's good music, man. This is, if you're into, unless you're into that hard rock, all that stuff. This is good music here, man.
Yes, it is.
You can get down like this.
That's right. And we got a bunch of it on our show.
Okay, my girl Pam's on the line, man.
Before you go.
Uh-oh. Hey, Pam. What's new, girl?
Pam.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Eric. Good afternoon, Richard. How are you all doing?
Great, dear. How are you?
You said our names real definitively that time. Almost as if we in trouble.
Right, she did. Like, okay, good afternoon, Eric and Richard. Get into the dining room and sit down.
What, as they say in the South, what we did.
What we done did now.
Eric, let me ask you, what side of the floor did you wake up on this morning?
What side of the floor?
Not even the bed. What side of the floor did you wake up on this morning?
What the hell you think I'm sleeping on the floor, man? I'm a grown man. I don't sleep on no floor.
Because you got a real attitude this afternoon. You have a real attitude.
Listen, I ain't afraid of you, Pam. You know that, right? I ain't afraid of you, right?
But let me just say this. Do this with me, Eric. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo.
I can't even spell that, Pam. I can't spell that.
That's Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. You saw the movie, right?
What movie?
Chanting. That was what's love got to do with it? That's a Buddhist chant, though, in reality. And it's supposed to help center you so that you can find the answers you need. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo.
No, I'm not doing that.
So you need
I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that, baby.
I'm biting my tongue trying to say that stuff.
You can't even spell that, Pam. You spell it. Spell it for me.
Come on, lead us.
I can't spell it right.
Oh, there you go. You can't say words you can't spell. Stop, Pam.
Hey, Pam.
But I can repeat it, yes.
I got to tell you, you have a new fan, Karen from Chicago. Man, she hit me up this week. She's like, I love Pam. She said, I got to meet Pam. So I got to connect the two of y'all because you don't live too far. You live on the west side. She lives in Oak Park. But she's like, Richard, figure out how to connect me with Pam because every week when she comes on, she has something that everybody needs to hear. So there you go, girl.
Don't sound like I need to hear it this week, though.
I know, man. T. Hudgens.
I appreciate that. But Eric, let me just say, I understand where you're coming from, and I understand your sentiments. But here's where I am, and Richard, both of you. I will not concede this election. And what I hope is that everybody that calls this station, I hope they're also contacting their representatives with the same issue, because that's where it starts. So here's where I am. I'm going to go back to something you said, Eric, about going big with the Build Back Better. I think they absolutely had to go big because you had to counteract that $12 trillion tax cut that Trump gave to the wealthy. And I think we were in the midst of a pandemic. People were already in trouble. The pandemic caused deeper trouble, and I believe you had to go big. Now, here is my concern. When they went with the big package and it didn't go through, they should have immediately had legislation ready to take it apart.
Yeah.
So if you go back to table, you have it ready. For example, who in this world doesn't know somebody that has diabetes? And when you talk about capping diabetes medication, insulin at $35, you mean to tell me that wouldn't help a whole lot of people?
Yep.
So there were some immediate things that the Democratic legislators should have pulled out and had ready to roll right after Build Back Better failed because of Manchin and Sinema. So you have some Democratic legislators who are corporate, moderate, who really don't want to do the right thing for the masses of people. And then, but I'm with both of you all. The messaging has got to get strong. You know, I know we're still riding high off that when they go low, we go high.
Mm-mm.
But I'm at the point when they go low, you get low with them, you run them off the road, and then you go high. And we run them off the road with our aggression and with the truth. You talk about that Trump led a coup. People keep talking about an attempt. Guys, that was a coup.
Mm-hmm.
It just failed.
Right.
And the insurrectionists and the white supremacists, they're all aligning themselves with the Republican Party. Now, that should be enough to bring a lot of us out to vote. But in the event that it's not, did you hear Lindsey Graham state that he wouldn't let another Supreme Court justice under Biden come through if they were in charge of the Senate? That Judge Brown Jackson wouldn't have even gotten a hearing. That they're going to attempt to impeach Biden and Harris?
Mm-hmm.
Are we not listening? The Republicans are telling you what they're going to do and what they're not.
And they're going to do it, too.
Absolutely. So here's my concern. Yes, we need stronger messaging from the Democratic Party. And I'm not trying to play nice. You don't have to be, it's not one extreme or the other, but you've got to come more aggressively, and you've got to show the people you're working for them. We went to bat in Atlanta and got Ossoff and Warnock in. So that warrants a reward. And I'm of the thinking, and I'd like to know you all's thinking, do whatever executive orders you can do. I know that they're temporary, but get them done now, and we can work out the rest later.
There it is.
We need some of the debt relief. See, you do what you can do now so you can go back and tell the people, I had to do it this way because I couldn't get, Congress on one accord. And then we can build from there.
Okay, so try this on for size, Pam. Try this on for size. Because I disagree with you on the go big part of legislation, right?
Okay.
I think that theoretically they should have gone big. They should have presented the whole package, right? Mm-hmm. This is the 45 pieces of legislation that we're going to pass. You take that big package and you bust it up at the very beginning. And then you dare somebody to vote against more health care for diabetics. You dare them to vote against more money for schools. You dare them to vote for the various pieces of it against it. And then you hold them accountable come election time. Had they done that and spread all that big piece of legislation into the 45 or 50 pieces, it would have filled up the news cycle for 2 years.
Yep, about the people that didn't vote for.
It would have been little bitty small victories. It would have taken maximum advantage of the attention span of the imbeciles in this country on the news cycle. It would have gobbled that up for 2 years, and you could have pointed to everything that they voted against, one by one.
Yep, but they don't play the game that way. That's playing to win the short game, the medium range game, and the long range game.
That's what I think they should have did, Pam. That big legislation would have never worked because all they did was attach a price tag to it, and that's all people got caught up in.
But they
couldn't even pick apart details that they were voting against.
Yep.
Well, there were two people who just were staunchly against it, and that was Sinema and Manchin.
Yeah, but I dare them to vote against more money for schools and more money
Right.
for diabetics. I dare them even to vote against
it. Would have embarrassed anybody, not just the Republicans that didn't, but even the Dems that thought about not voting for certain things. They would have had to individually speak to. See, it's easy to get cover to say, well, this package is too big. But to Eric's point, it's hard to get cover when you have to stand up and say, oh yeah, I'm not.
The diabetics shouldn't have more help.
Right. That's where they blew it. They just did. I mean, they could have.
But if you're dealing with dishonest people, now you all recall Manchin said he was going to go for it. He reneged at the last moment.
But this would have covered that. This would have covered the.
He couldn't have voted against that.
Right.
If you busted it up in little pieces and made him vote for a specific thing, vote against specific things, he couldn't have done that.
And we're not playing
because the people in West Virginia need all that stuff.
Bingo. And they would have been so.
Yeah, they were out there protesting. Absolutely, they went to his house vote, so they needed.
But it was too late there because they had cover. They had cover under the big.
They already had cover because of the price.
Yeah.
Yep. And then the Democrats let the news cycle get away from them, and it all kind of faded away.
The news cycle. Here's another thing: the news cycle won't cover the Democratic Party like the Republican, and here's why: because we know that those four major networks. They're control. Those people are Republicans.
But Pam, you got to give them. You got to give them something to cover. Well, Dems don't give them anything to cover.
Something to cover, Eric. Now, what Scott said, that was newsworthy.
Okay, but that's one news cycle. That's one news cycle. That's one news cycle, though. They got to keep giving them things to cover. Your boy, when he was in the White House, every damn day, you woke up thinking, "What is he going to say today that's stupid?" He covered all the news cycles.
Promoted it. Because they promoted it, that produced revenue for them.
Yeah, but he gave it to them too, though. He gave it to them too, Pam. He gave them stupidity to take to the news cycle.
Well, he gave them lies too, and they didn't challenge it.
But he gobbled up the news cycle.
Revenue.
But he gobbled up the news cycle, though. That's the point. The Dems have to gobble up the news cycle.
They let him do it, Eric. They cover things they want to, and other things they will just totally leave out.
See, I don't disagree with you as much as I say you're right. But the Dems didn't do the same thing.
Well, but here's what didn't happen.
What did the Democratic Party say? What did a Democratic senator say that you think will mandate constant news coverage? Give me an example.
Oh, it don't take much. These idiots will go for anything. They don't take much at all. Listen, all you got to do is have somebody get in front of a camera, someone with some credentials. Somebody like, what's the senator from Illinois? What's that boy's name? The old dude.
Durbin.
Durbin. Durbin. Get in front of a camera and say, listen, that president y'all elected is a bigot. Watch that travel for 3 days in the news cycle. Right? But what he'll do is he'll say something like that, and then they'll come back to him and say, did you mean to call the president a bigot? And then he'll back away.
And rather than saying, hell yeah, I did, and here's the
Instead
evidence
of saying,
to back
hell
it up.
yeah. That would have gobbled up the news cycle right there.
And see, this is where the media is dropping the ball. And I agree with both of you.
He's dropping it. They'll take it if he gives it to him.
No. This is where the media is.
Would have come back and said, well, I thought you weren't going to be negative. You're going negative. I thought you weren't going to do.
They're not incentivized. The media is. I don't agree with them. If you give them stuff to talk about, that they will talk about it. I agree that they won't. They've proven that they won't do that. So I agree with your point, Pam. The media has chosen, and because if you look at the numbers of times that the media has been given the information to talk about, and they've chosen to talk about something else, or they'll take a little bite of it, but then they'll get distracted. This is where the Dems then fail, because what should happen is if Durbin got on and said your old boy is a bigot, there should be another Democratic senator that follows it up.
The hell yeah, I think so too.
And just right down the line.
Right, then you gobble up the news cycles. It's cycles, Pam. That's what they do. The news gravitates towards cycles.
And then
they come back and say, well, the Democrats have gone negative. Thought you weren't going to go negative.
And the Dems should then say, the Dems should be prepared for that and say, no, we've not proved that we've gone negative. See, they're not taking the message. They're not taking the ball away from them. They're not a defensive linebacker that Marshawn Lynch just came through. They didn't give a damn.
Pam, you need to send us an email so you can come in and hang out with us, okay?
Yeah, and take the ball away from the media.
One more example, guys. I'm going to go back to Obama with the media coverage. Do you all remember when he wore a beige suit?
Yeah.
Do you remember how they got coverage? See, that's what I'm saying. That's the nonsense from the media. But I'll hang up now because I know.
Yeah, but remember how he responded to that, though. Remember how he responded to that?
I don't remember his response.
Right, because he didn't. Because he didn't. He didn't. He didn't come out and say that's stupid.
Right. Or who gives a damn if I wore a brown suit?
And wear it again on purpose.
And wear it again the next day. Now what you got to say? That's what we're talking about. We're talking about.
I'm in agreement. The Democratic Party needs a stronger message. It's got to be.
It's not even a stronger message. It needs to be stronger. We'll go with that word, but. Pam, you got to email us and get in here, like Eric said.
Yeah, you can hang on, because then you can pick a fight in person. We can work it out, girl. You understand? You and I work it out right here.
I just step aside and let y'all go.
My people from the West Side too. You understand?
See?
That's right, West Side. I love it. You know, we're trying to change it. I don't like the chaos, but the people are good.
I love the people on the West Side.
That's right, Pam.
Y'all look crazy, but I love y'all.
So I'll email. Okay. Thank you.
All
right, Pam. Be safe.
In case we forgot to give it to her, the email is info@tfmradioshow.com. info@tfmradioshow.com.
Yeah, well, we got folks just good.
Yeah, so Jim and Mildred, you're next, and then Tommy's waiting. Stay tuned for more of the family meeting.
I got me hot and see what you want me to be.
Hi, this is Attorney Cannon Lambert. Give me a call at 312-977-1300. Keep listening to the family meeting.
I just want to be what you want me to be.
We do. We buy, we sell, we move, we store. Anything, anytime, anywhere. We are, we do. The company that handles all your stuff. If you have anything that you want to do something with, please call us. We buy, sell, move, store, donate, discard. Anything, anytime, anywhere. eBay plus U-Haul equals we do. We are moving at the speed of life. Call Terry Calloway, 312-343-9973, or via email, contact him at terrycalloway58@gmail.com.
A 2016 study estimated that 13.1 million Americans were victims of identity theft last year. Fight back against your identity being stolen by signing up for Identity Guard. Identity Guard monitors your credit and identity information with alerts that can help you respond quickly if certain changes indicating fraudulent activity are detected, as well as help protect your computer from viruses, keylogging, and other serious threats. Plus, with Identity Guard's dynamic credit management resources and tools, you will have helpful information as you make better financial and credit decisions. Identity Guard includes $1 million identity theft insurance and lost wallet protection, and more if you ever do become a victim. Protect your ID for as little as $6 per month. Yes, that's only $6 per month by visiting lookaftermyid.com. That's lookaftermyid.com to securely sign up for Identity Guard today.
Hey, family meeting cousins. As you know, we've created a Patreon family meeting subscription and membership page to include you great listeners in our effort and give you a chance to very economically promote your business, organization, or local event. You can contribute as little as $5 per month to get your message out and support the family meeting as a viable voice. We know you appreciate our permanent interest dialogue, get up and dance playlist, and our great guests who stop by. So become a cousin and go to our website, thefamilymeeting.com, and click on the link.
Hi, I'm Chris Boulware, founder of It'sAShort.com. Welcome back to the family meeting.
Yeah, man. So there's that. Let me.
Go ahead. Sorry.
No, you had.
No, just a real quick thing on your point about Dems being afraid to get the ball. So Tiger, Michael, Serena, Martina,
Kobe,
Reggie, Kobe. The reason that they won so often is because they weren't afraid. They weren't playing not to lose. They were not afraid to win.
They were looking to kill you.
They were looking to kill you.
Right.
That's why they were given the labels of killers and predators.
That's right.
So
predators, yeah.
Democrats need to take a lesson from those numbers of champions.
Yeah. Okay, so we ain't got but a few minutes left, y'all. So you get it in because Tommy's waiting too, all right? So, Jim, you're first, man. What's new?
Good evening, gentlemen. Real quick, they've got a woman, they're holding a woman on a $500,000 bond for self-induced abortion. She's 26 years old. In one of the red states, they family bagged somebody with their abortion, pushing this abortion on the Supreme Court all over the country.
Woman in Texas.
All I can say is, I thought fascism was on its way out with Hitler, Mussolini, and Franco. I thought it was on its way out, but apparently, the Chicago song, it's only the beginning. It's coming back strong. It's coming back in France. The Republican Party is running to Hungary to do their
the CPAC.
Yeah, they're going there because they know that fascism is on the rise. France, they just pulled up a real close one. It's a desperate time. They want people are attracted to fascism. I can't believe why. I have no idea why, but they love somebody in control, even if the person in control has no intellectual capacity to govern. They don't care. They want somebody who they think is in control. Anyway, you guys, I wait for Tommy to say I love Tommy. Anyway, you guys have a good weekend. Thanks, guys.
Hey, Jim. Be
Thanks,
well,
Jim.
man.
Be well.
Okay.
No, I was just saying, there's a mindset. People need to be led rather than to be leaders.
Yeah. Well,
Sorry.
You don't like socialism, but you like. Anyway.
Start. I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Let's get Mildred here. Hey, Mildred, what's new, girl?
Hi, guys. I'm doing great. I'll feel better if everybody will just raise it up a little bit and make everybody feel good and excited about voting, that we should vote, and not a down message all the time. Only because I really do believe we have done a lot. Democrats has done a lot in 1 year. I understand that Biden is not. I think he has done a lot in this pandemic. It is the Republicans that try to kill the message, and they're doing a good job because they got everybody else fighting each other and saying we didn't get everything we wanted. Of course not. It's only a year, and in that year, he was successful in a year. He passed a couple bills. And they gave everybody money from those bills to buy stuff for themselves and protect masks and all that to protect themselves. Money for the families. That first bill he passed when soon he got in office in March. And then they went and passed the other one for the roads, for the bridges. And in the meantime, that's a year. I don't remember anybody doing all that in a 1 year and getting supplies out to the people to fight the pandemic. That was the biggest focus. You remember what he said? That his number one focus was the pandemic. He didn't run that all by himself, you know.
Yeah, but Mildred though. But Mildred, consider this though. You're exactly right. If that is true that he did all that, but they're getting ready to lose.
Well, what they should do, Mildred, they should be talking.
What they need to do is print out some stuff and send it to people like I received from Pritzker. What I'm saying, people believe what they read, maybe, but nobody watching the news. I mean, have to.
I agree, but that's the point, though. Job. Isn't that really the point, though, Mildred? That they've done all this stuff and they're still going to lose. That's kind of the point.
Don't know if they're going to lose or not. You telling people we're going to lose, and they're not going out there and vote.
Well, I mean, they're not voting because of me.
Well, not personally. I'm saying, but they can't hear a downer message. That's like cognitive thinking. You keep saying we're going to lose, we may lose. then people, it's not going to feel.
Okay, so let's say they win. If Biden accomplished all of this, it shouldn't even be close. There shouldn't even be a possibility that they'd lose.
We don't know. This is the Republican message that we're going to lose.
The Democrats are saying that they're going to lose. The Democrats are saying that.
Well, no, the media is saying that about the Democrats. Democrats aren't saying they're going to lose. I got to correct you on that, bro. The media is saying that the media is leading that. What the Democrats aren't doing, to Eric's point, is they're not pushing back to say, oh, hell no, we're going to win, and here's how we're going to win. They're not doing that, Mildred, and that's the part that's frustrating, is that the Democrats aren't taking the ball back.
When you use language like, if we maintain control.
Right, but still.
You're conceding.
You're conceding in the sense that where we are in this voting cycle, but, we got to get Tommy and Mildred, so I should shut up, so.
Yeah.
Okay, but let's lift it up a little bit, and I agree with you guys, but we need to do a better messaging, because we have done a hell of a lot. The Democrats and the Biden have done a hell of a lot. He not only got a Supreme Court justice.
Yeah, well, that's the least they could do. So, okay, I'm with you. We'll be flowery. We'll be flowery from now on. We'll be all flowers and sunshine from now on. Mildred, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay,
thanks, Mildred.
Be well.
Okay, bye.
I think I got scolded a couple of times today.
Yeah, you did, and I'm gonna take a small swipe, not at you, but at the message about. Listen, Eric's right in the sense that the Democrats are playing not to lose. Is that what it is? Rather than playing to win.
Yeah.
That's the part that's frustrating. They're playing not to lose, and the messaging has always been a problem, and they know that the messaging has always been a problem, and they haven't fixed that. And that right there,
you knew this was coming.
That's an easy fix.
Right,
but the right people.
You knew
Jamie Harrison. I mean, I love.
You knew when Biden was running that this was going to happen.
Right. We got to get ready for 2022 now, not, in 2022. And so that's part of the problem, is the Dems don't learn that their messaging stinks and then act in a way that says we got the ball, we're going to keep the ball.
Let's see what's on Tommy's mind. Shan't we?
Shan't.
Tom, what's new, man?
Well, once again from the hallowed halls of sanity, I'm needing to straighten out things in Nutsville. So you need a message on today to inspire you to go out and vote. Well, let's just start with the very clear obvious. 1, the critical race theory was well on display at the hearing of Judge Jackson. 2, the greatest gift that God placed upon the face of the earth, which is the woman, she is now being told what she can and cannot do with her body. 3, the inalienated right that they gave to everyone in the United States of America, the right to vote, is now being suppressed all across the country. 3, for 4 years, we have lived in absolute insanity. And the only reason why we were glued to the TV, because we just wanted to see what the President of the United States of America was going to criminally do next and get away with it. 4, in conclusion, the political science and the political well-being and reality of the average America is pretty doggone simple, and it goes like this. If what you're talking about can't put something on my table, if what you're talking about does not allow me the opportunity to advance and have a chance, if in the reality of these things that I'm saying, because you're making 6 figures and I'm just trying to get a few dollars, then maybe you'll understand when I tell you that the average American person does not give a damn. It is sad, but the reason why they don't care is because Republicans, Democrats, I don't care who you put in there, their reality doesn't change. Keep listening to the family meeting, people, because I tried to tell you once, and now I'm trying to tell you yet again, The bottom line to this insanity is simply this. We have put people in office who do not give a damn. Goodbye.
It's like, that's it.
That's our weekly contribution to your community safety. If we don't let Tommy get it out here, he's going to come break windows.
At least one or two. Hey, man.
In your neighborhood. Hey, man, wait a minute. Before you go, man. You see, y'all need to know this, man. Because I just found this out.
What?
This your boy's wedding anniversary today, man.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, man. Rich, how many years is it, man?
12 years.
12 years he's been married. Right?
Wonderful wife, Ann.
Somehow or another, he tricked that wonderful woman into marrying him. I don't know how he did it. I don't know how he did it. But congratulations on that, man. I wish I'd have known earlier. I would have let everybody offer you congratulations.
Appreciate it, man.
But y'all can send emails to congratulate Rich. Info@tfmradioshow.com. Info@tfmradioshow.com.
Yeah, thank you, man.
What were you going to say, man?
Something else. So this week, I don't know if you followed or not, but this guy, Eric Bollert, who was
I saw he died
in a bike accident.
Yeah.
And the reason I'm only making the quick shout out is that the dude did speak truth to power. I followed him for a while, and like anybody, you don't get a medal for doing what
politicians avoided him, though.
But right. They
progressive
did.
Politicians avoided him.
And that's what I was
say
going.
Things that they didn't want to be forced to say.
Bingo. And so if anybody's out there upset about stuff, do what I've been saying. And Eric said this too. Eric Bollert said this too. Y'all got to get involved. Y'all got to do the work. Y'all got to push the politicians.
You got to run for office.
You got to run. And he would say, if you're upset, run for local office. He was one of those cats like you, another great Eric. He would say, go to the easiest office right around the corner.
Dog catcher.
And run for that to start the
board,
process.
Something.
So a shout out to his family, terrible loss, but at the same time, he would want people to pick up and do the work.
Well, think about this now. So if you listening right now, I'm talking to you listening right now. If I said to you, you should run for office, immediately, think about it for a second. Put yourself in the moment. Immediately, your mind goes to all the reasons you shouldn't run.
Mm-hmm.
It's too hard. It's too expensive. Nobody wants to vote for me. I don't know what I'm doing. Blah, blah, blah. I bet you listening right now could do better than 75-80% of the imbeciles that we've got elected right now anyway.
Hell yeah. And you don't need a law degree. You don't need a degree in political science or, international affairs, any of that craziness. You just got enough common sense to know that don't make no damn sense.
What you have to have in that job, and I've observed this, is the ability to take a set of facts and figures and data and put it in order and render a decision about it.
And if you can't do that, get some help from people that can help you do that.
If you got a legal matter, you call in some lawyers and some judges, and you get them to give you various opinions, and you come to your own decision.
Look, y'all, I had a question today about a client situation. I didn't know I have ideas about it, but when I first got here in the conference room with E, I said, "Hey, yo, E, what do you think about this?" He gave me some perspective. What did he do though? He opened up his phone and Googled the topic that we don't. We're pretty damn good at what we do, but we leaned on each other to get further along. People who are running for office, you can do the same thing. You don't have to know everything, but you've got a good heart, you got a good mind, you can assess the data, like Eric just said,
and you got an opinion,
and you're strong about it.
Yeah, I mean, think about it.
Cats like me and Eric will get behind somebody that's got a strong opinion and are willing to stand behind it.
Think about the dude who got elected to the White House last. You know, you're smarter than that. I almost called him a name.
You sure enough did. I
sure did.
I saw his mouth well up, y'all. I saw the cheekbone change.
It was a parental name I was getting ready to offer up.
Yep. And it's the female gender.
A parent and a sexual act. I was getting ready to.
And the female parent.
Ooh, but all of you, every single one of you, education notwithstanding, know that you can do at least as well. And probably better.
And now Sarah Palin's throwing her nasty back in the race. I mean, come on.
Come on, man. Don't give y'all stop that with I can't, I don't, don't stop that.
Please.
Stop that.
I mean, I know there's got to be some folks in Alaska. I know there are.
Watch this. We go full circle on this thing now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you got to want the ball. You got to want the ball at the end of the game.
I want to take that shot over water, 126 yards to the flag. I'm going to take that shot.
You got to want that, man. You got to get sick and tired of being sick and tired and decide you're going to run.
If you're playing on a team, you're on a team. And
against anybody. Somebody needs to run against Durbin.
Yeah,
because he don't take no positions on nothing.
If for no other reason, to let him know,
nice
hey,
enough
dude,
guy.
Don't get comfortable, Dick. Senator Durbin, don't get comfortable, man, because I'm gonna tighten you up. I'm gonna run against you, and if one other reason to make you work a little bit harder for that seat.
In fact, that's the second point I was going to make. Running for you begins to set the agenda, right? Make the issues that you know are important that are not being addressed your agenda.
Right.
Enforce the candidate that you're likely to lose to. Force him or her
to talk about those other issues
and take a position on them.
Bingo. Because so if you're not going to talk about this, that means that you're for it because you don't want to talk about it in this debate or this conversation. That's what's not happening. And I get that a lot of people. I mean, structurally, a lot of people say, yeah, but Rich, Eric, Citizens United and people with more money. I get that. I understand that. You may have a spouse. My lovely spouse is like, Richard, I know where you stand on a lot of these things, and you'd be a great candidate. I'm saying that humbly. But she understands what it would take. That being, setting all that aside.
What it would take to win. What it would take to run
is different.
Right.
Right. No, Eric and I are in full agreement on that. But the fact that the issues would be brought to the table, oftentimes people need to see that so that they get involved.
Yeah, because you're sitting around wondering who the next good candidate you can vote for is. The next good candidate you can vote for is you.
It's in the mirror. Yeah. I mean, we know that. And so we encourage everybody, and I'm going to sort of tying this back to Eric Boehlert. He talked about that. He said, we, like President Obama, he would say, I give President Obama credit, we are the hope we're looking for.
That's right. You're it. You're it. That's full circle, y'all. You got to want the ball at the end of the game.
Yep.
Pull up YouTube, watch some Kobe videos.
Yeah.
Right? If when it was time for him to score, he wanted the ball.
He'd be PO'd if you didn't get it to him.
That's right. That's all the time we have. I want to thank you for yours. Thank you for all the callers. I hope we hear from Pam. LaShawn Ford is here, baby.
Yes, he's here.
Tune into the family meeting every Sunday at 4. I'm your host, Eric Grant. Peace.